guys, so Carillion Guitars is a luthier by the name of Chris Delia, who is from Surrey in sunny England. He's been building guitars for about 8 or 9 years now, and he builds electric and acoustic guitars. Okay, so the purpose of this stock run is essentially, up to now, Chris has only ever done full custom builds. The point of the stock run is to do a small number of guitars that will all have similar specs, but they can be done at a more affordable price, which will make them slightly more accessible to everyone. Okay, is it any good? Well, I was originally lent this guitar to try out for a week or two to see what I thought of it, and it come time for me to give the guitar back to him, and nah, that wasn't going to happen. So I bought it. It's that good. Okay, so there's a few aspects on this guitar where it's really excelled above any other guitar I've ever owned before. First thing is it has a pretty thin body. It's also made of swamp ash, which means it's unbelievably light. I've never owned such a light guitar before. It's slightly similar to something like an Ibanez S series. It's really, really comfortable, especially when you're sitting down, and also when you're standing, you can play for ages with no fatigue. I also own a Music Man BFR JP12, which has a pretty massive mahogany block in the middle of it, and that is just, it's kind of awkward to play for long periods of time. The other thing about this guitar that I really like, and actually what was the selling point for me, was the neck. I've never been a guy who thought that thinner necks made you play faster. I don't know why people think that. And on the other side, I've also never liked necks that are super thick, you know, something like the older Schecter Hellraisers. I've always liked a good balance between something that you can really get a grip on, it fills up the space in the groove of your hand, and it makes such a big difference when you're doing, you know, bends and vibrato, when it really just feels nice in the hand. So that is definitely, it's one of those things, now I have this neck, I almost can't use anything else. Okay, how does it sound? So there's a school of thought amongst guitarists that having a lot of mass on a guitar, you know, having like a thick mahogany body, will somehow equate to having a better tone or a richer tone. That's not really something I've ever agreed with personally. I've owned many guitars with various different woods and body sizes, and they've all sounded equally as huge once they have you know, decent pickups in them. So even though this has a pretty thin body, it's, you know, you can look at lots of thin bodied guitars like a, you know, Black Machine, or like I said, the Ibanez S series. So this does sound absolutely huge, and a lot of that is to do with the pickups it comes with. These are bare knuckles. I don't know exactly what model, I should really find that out. But this is what it will ship with stock if you were to order one, and it sounds great straight out of the box. I actually have a Damasio liquefier and crunch lab that I was originally going to put in it, but to be honest, after trying these for a while, totally happy with them. Sound awesome, so I'm going to keep them in there. With guitars that I've bought previously that have been kind of churned out on a pretty large scale fashion. There's lots of small things that will jump out to you with the build quality that will make it feel a little bit less premium, have a little bit less mojo, if you will. With this, I pretty much have nothing I can criticize about it. The fret ends are great, the neck joint is absolutely perfect, especially for a hand-built guitar. I wouldn't have any problems or worries about taking this out, you know, to shows or on tour or anything. It stays in tune great. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so the cost. Obviously these are priced much more generously than you would usually find for a full custom-built guitar, because it is a limited stock run. But there's a couple of different models available and different options. The best thing to do is go to the Carillion Guitars website or the Facebook page, which I'll put below, and all the information will be there on how you can get involved on this stock run. Well, as I mentioned before, I was originally just lent this guitar to try out for a little bit and maybe make a YouTube video on it and share my thoughts. But obviously, when the time came to give it back, I didn't want to. So I ended up buying it. It's mine. I absolutely would want to own one. Totally happy with this. It's a joy and a pleasure to play. Definitely worth you checking them out further.